Welcome to Hi Now Daily. I'm Rachel Picaro, and I'm so excited to get to today's show. First up, I'm going to shout out Uncle Vic's from Maui for this incredible hat that I got from him at an event I did at Komen, Hawaii. But yeah, shout out to him. Love this hat. But coming up throughout the show, we're going to be checking in with Lauren as she had a chance to learn about sustainable aquaculture in Kona, how you can join the team effort to build a more resilient future in Hawaii. Plus, we're going to sit down with Make-A-Wish Hawaii to spread the word on how you can sign up to be a volunteer and how volunteers can then become wish makers. And we learn more about home call vets and how they make things easier for those with pets on Oahu. But first up, we've got live music. All right, we're having an early Aloha Friday this week with some live music coming up in just a bit from Kona Brewing Hawaii. Well, they love supporting local artists, and they also have 2 new beers only found right here in Hawaii stores. Now, there's the Mahea Haze Hazy IPA and the Pili Pilsner, and that's what you're looking at right here. Looks so delicious. I wish it was cold. We'd crack one open right now, and we'd be toasting, right?
Guaranteed.
That's right. So we're talking about how Kona Brewing loves to support local artists, and the artists that we have today, we have Jared Ming and we have Will Tofolo. They're here in studio ahead of some amazing things that you guys have planned. So let's talk story, because last time you and I were together, it was at Uncle Vic. We were all hanging out together at Komen, Hawaii. You guys were on stage doing your thing, and it was a good time to get together and support. So you gotta share with us what you've been up to these days.
It was great. Just thank you for having us, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Just been busy writing more music, trying to perform as much as you can, and just kind of just keeping up and moving forward and going to Nashville back and forth to write a bunch of music out there and record out there, and then playing here with my friends, and we're doing Boots and Beers this week, and Valor and Gatsby, so it's a crazy, awesome week for country music. I love your hat, by the way, Uncle Vic.
Thank you.
He'll be there Thursday and at Valor and Saturday at Boots and Beers as well. So.
All right. Okay, so that's why I'm wearing the cowboy hat, really, because Jared Ming, you're always on stage just really doing amazing music. You're writing, you're traveling, like you mentioned, Nashville, but that's like your style, that's your flavor, is country music, yeah?
Country music, yeah.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about how you got into country music to start.
Well, so actually my mom was a professional jazz singer growing up. So I didn't really grow up with too much country music. I grew up with a lot of jazz and R&B from my mom's side, and kind of like disco era stuff. And then my dad was into like the rock, kind of Styx or Journey and stuff. So I kind of had a difference of understanding that. But then I got into kind of musical theater and stuff. I got hurt, couldn't play sports anymore, and I got more into music. And I started loving the lyrics and loving the stories. And so like when I started writing my own songs, or just writing how I felt, it all came out kind of like a story. And so I started writing these songs. I never really knew country music that well, but then I started writing country music kind of just because it's a feel, right? It's 3 chords and the truth. So kind of writing these things, and then ended up working here at 97.5.
Right on.
At the country station, and that kind of like sparked this new age country that I just fell absolutely in love with, like Luke Combs and Morgan Wallen and Dan and Shay, kind of like the new stuff. And then I got into the old stuff, the Tim McGraw, after that, the Alan Jackson, all that.
I was gonna say, because when we were at that event, it was like a fusion. Sometimes it was like newer stuff, but then it was like you're bringing it back with some older country flavors. So it was nice to see you guys on stage, of course, with Dita Holyfield. It was such a good time.
Such a great time.
On the dance floor, I had boots on back then, so I was really feeling it with the hat and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and then I gotta ask you, are you always into country music as well, or you kind of dab into a bunch of different things?
Yeah, I play a bunch of different styles of music with a bunch of artists. So yeah, it's like playing music in general.
Yeah, that's what the thing is. You know, music just brings people together, and that's why you 2 are sitting here today. We're gonna be playing one of your songs, or actually, you guys are gonna be playing one of your songs.
You want to join? Yeah.
And it just so happens to be about beer. Is that what I heard?
How perfect! I wish it was cold. That's all I gotta say.
Now, tell me about this song, and you wrote this one, yes?
Yeah. So actually, one of the artists that's coming from Nashville to Boots and Beers, his name is Michael Warren. So I first met Michael, and we did this kind of songwriting retreat. Sometimes you meet songwriters and we go out somewhere and just write a bunch of songs.
Right.
We started writing the song called Beer Can. So he's actually on the song with me, and he'll be there at Boots and Beers performing as well, which is cool. So this one kind of came because, you know, nothing keeps the party going all night
beer?
long than beer can. You know what I'm saying? Like beer makes the party keep going. So.
Right on. Okay, so if people wanted to check you out, know where you're at, is Instagram the best way? You have a website? How do people find you?
Instagram is a great way. Also do have a website, jaredming.com. Just kind of keeping out and usually posting stuff, and so playing around town.
All right, you heard it, so go ahead and check them out. All the information on your screen. You guys, take it away with that beer can.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead, go ahead.
There's a dark-haired girl with a warm 12-pack, trying to forget somebody she can't, but she's still gonna throw a few back. There's a 2-for-1 special on that Jose Gold. We could get right drinking that all night, but it ain't what we came here for. Beer cans rattle around the bed of that Chevy. You turn up the song, nah, 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 nah. 12-ounce chillin' in a nice cold Yeti. Put your feet in the sand and pop that top. Ain't no reason everyone here shouldn't have one in both of their hands, 'cause nothing's gonna keep this party going all night long. Like a beer can. Only it was cold. Sorry. Michael Warren's verse. Oh, the store on the corner. So after working all week, spent 40 in a box, that blue collar job talked out, and a crew's been calling for me. Beer can rattle around the bed of that Chevy. You turn up the song, nah, 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 nah. 12-ounce chillin' in a nice cold Yeti. Put your feet in the sand and pop that top. Ain't no reason everyone here shouldn't have one in both of their hands, 'cause nothing gonna keep this party going all night long. Like a beer can. He said, ooh, throw 'em back to forget. Ooh, throw 'em back just for fun. 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer, 4. You know what we came here for. Beer cans rattle around the bed of that Chevy. You turn up the song, nah, nah, nah. 12-ounce chillin' in that nice cold Yeti. Put your feet in the sand and pop that top. Ain't no reason everyone here shouldn't have one in both of their hands, 'cause nothing gonna keep this party going all night long. Like Kona Brewery can. Come on now, drink up, yay. Said like a beer can. Like a beer can. Yay.
Aloha and welcome back to Hi Now Daily. April is not only World Wish Month, it's also Volunteer Appreciation Month. And the wishes granted by Make-A-Wish Hawaii wouldn't be possible without the help of volunteer wish granters. And joining us now, we have Bentley and we have Austin here. Thank you guys for joining me today on Hi Now.
Thank you so much for having Bentley and I. We're so excited.
Yes, okay. I wanted to start with you, Austin, because you have been a Wish Kid in previously, and then you are now a Wish Granter.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about your experience and how you came to the position you're in today?
Yeah, so my Wish journey started in January of 2020 when I found out my wish was going to be granted, and I was able to go to the 2019 Grammy Awards in January of 2020.
Holy moly!
And it was me and 3 other Wish Kids got to go, and our families got to go to Los Angeles, and we spent an amazing week in Los Angeles. So many activities, so many things to do, including, going to the red carpet and meeting so many types of celebrities. We had personal interviews, all this kind of stuff. We got to watch backstage rehearsals, all these amazing things, including the after party, Grammys Museum. Make-A-Wish made it unbelievable for me and these other Wish Kids that were there.
Wow, oh my goodness. Is that Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani?
That is Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani, yeah.
Oh my gosh, okay, that is a wish for you. Okay, let's talk a little bit about that. You mentioned the red carpet, and there it is.
There
you got all
it is.
duped out. What was it like just getting all
yeah.
dressed up for the event?
So actually, we had hair and makeup for this big event. It was actually really scary. I've never done anything like that before. And we got to go sit in our hotel, had mirror lights, all this stuff, professionals doing our hair and makeup. Everyone told us that our hair specifically looked amazing. And there we are on the red carpet with all of these celebrities. We're standing up, all of us getting to talk with these celebrities that just come off the red carpet. It was an unreal experience overall.
Wow, okay, last question. When it comes to the Grammys, I wanted to, who was your favorite celebrity that you met?
I think my personal favorite person to meet was Ariana Grande. I think she was the nicest person overall. She was so great.
Oh man, and she's got a voice, man.
She does,
She's so good, so talented, and of course she's been on Wicked and all the things. But okay, so granting wishes, that has now been very important to you as a Wish Kid. You look at that from a different perspective, and now we have Bentley over here, and you folks have been working together. So Bentley, tell me a little bit about your experience so far as a Wish Kid.
Well, as a Wish Kid, sometimes have been difficult, but with Make-A-Wish, it helps me forget about those times, and it is a place for me to get away from my disease, cystic fibrosis. And especially with Austin, he's been helping me through this because he's a Wish Kid too, and I've been just on a roll with especially going to Alaska with ice fishing and dog sledding. Those times were amazing. Honestly, if Austin was there, which was on my list, I wanted him to go with me, but otherwise it was still an amazing time, and I would definitely recommend for other people to go.
That's incredible. So you chose Alaska as your wish to see the Northern Lights. I mean, the experience must have been incredible to see that up there. And why did you decide to go and see, they say Aurora Borealis, yes?
Yes.
Yes, so tell me, why did you decide to go up there to Alaska?
Because I have really been obsessed with space, and I love seeing the stars. And here in Hawaii, there's a lot of light pollution, and it's very hard to get away from that light pollution. So I wanted to go up to somewhere where there's almost no light pollution and see the Northern Lights and to see the stars.
Was it everything you thought it was gonna be?
It was more than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh man, that's what I love to hear. These wishes are being granted by volunteers like you, by people coming together, these bonds that you guys are creating. So if you can share a little bit about what that looks like for you, Austin, and being able to grant these wishes.
Yeah, so after my wish was granted, it had changed my life so profoundly that I wanted to help as much as I could. I wasn't able to at the time, but once I came out to Hawaii to go to the UH and be a college student, I was able to start. So I reached out to Make-A-Wish Hawaii and I said, you guys, Make-A-Wish changed my life. I want to help other kids the way that I got helped because it was so amazing overall. And so once I had applied and reached out and I got trained and everything, and I worked and got sent to Bentley, one of my first Wish Kids. We spent like a year together going over all these ideas, amazing times together. We spent so much time talking about every possible idea that we could ever come up with. It was amazing to sit down and like have another kid go through that experience. Like, it was just amazing.
That's so awesome. I was gonna ask you, what does that look like to be a mentor and to be a wish granter? What are some of the steps that people would have to go through? So it sounds like you guys are just getting together, talking story, and kind of coming up with the perfect wish for each kid. Is that kind of what it's like?
That's how you would describe, right? We spent so much time talking about all these ideas and what would make the perfect wish overall, and we settled on Northern Lights in Alaska, and that was his overall desire after all the time we spent narrowing down ideas and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, then Bentley, how was it having him as like a mentor for you?
Honestly, I don't think it was just him. It was also my other wish granter, Christine, and especially my friends at school, my friends Noah, Xavier, and Naya. They've been helping me so much with this time, and I keep telling them, and I said I would bring you guys. But yet again, there's these times, but they've been helping me get through them.
Yes, it's always good to have friends, family support, and of course the help of Make-A-Wish Hawaii and the volunteers to really come together, grant these wishes, and that's why it is so important for you to volunteer and learn more. If people would like to be a wish granter, a volunteer, do something to help with the mission, where could they go to learn more?
Yeah, so for anyone that wants to help with Make-A-Wish Hawaii, we have hawaii.wish.org, and that website can help you do anything from donate, get involved, apply to be a wish granter, anything you can imagine to help. Hawaii.wish.org is where you should go.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so glad both of you got your wishes, because honestly, those were some of the best wishes that I've heard. Going to Alaska, seeing the Northern Lights, and of course the Grammys. You really can't beat that. It's amazing. So thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. We're gonna have all the details on HiNowDaily.com. Mahalo. Welcome back to Hi Now Daily. Hatch Blue and the Hawaii Technology Development Corporation are helping to shape Hawaii's resilient future through sustainable aquaculture. Our Lauren Taria recently had a chance to learn more in Kona. Take a look.
Right, it is a beautiful day out here in Kailua, Kona. We're really close to the airport at a place called Host Park, and I'm here with Sarah and Dylan from Hatch, and we're going to get to know about all the things they do to benefit Hawaii's economy. So Sarah, I'm going to start with you. For anyone who's unfamiliar with what Hatch does, do you mind just breaking it down for us?
Sure. So Hatch started in 2017 with an aquaculture accelerator. Since then, we've grown to be in multiple different countries with offices in Hawaii, Norway, Germany, Singapore, Ireland, but we're really focused on Hawaii through the HiCap program, and we are continuing to do our accelerator program today to support some of the businesses that we are affiliated with the HiCap program.
And I'm so excited to meet some of those businesses. Now, one thing you did mention is the support through the HiCap program. Of course, that is through the Hawaii Green Infrastructure Authority, along with the Hawaii Technology Development Corporation. All a mouthful, but they do amazing work here in Hawaii's economy. So do you mind just talking about the benefits of the partnership through the HiCap program?
Absolutely. So, there's a big reason why we're here in Hawaii, and specifically at the Spark, because of the infrastructure and the ease of startups to come and test their technologies and businesses. And with the support of HDC and the HiCap program, we're able to really foster innovation in the ecosystem, particularly around the ocean economy, where we try and help businesses really start, and that capital that HiCap was able to inject into Hatch, we've been able to leverage more capital into the companies we invested in. We're able to create jobs and grow the ecosystem and the communities around the blue economy. So that's been a really fantastic endeavor to participate in for the last few years.
Absolutely. Sounds like all incredible growth that you are doing here on the ground. Now, for, just for people to understand the kinds of businesses that you're growing, do you mind breaking down like aquaculture, what that truly means?
Yeah, absolutely. Aquaculture is really an umbrella term that can incorporate businesses that are just operating in the ocean, right? They're using ocean technologies to facilitate their businesses. So that's companies like Symbrosia, which is actually growing algae for cow feed. It minimizes methane gas emissions. They're incredible. They're right here at Host Park. That's also companies like Pacific Hybrid that's doing genetics for oyster growth. That's just some of the technologies that we invest in and we're looking for, and we can help right here.
Awesome. And speaking of your accelerator program, I heard that you're accepting new applicants. So what are the details for that?
Yeah, thank you so much. We're really excited to launch a new program in July, in which we're expecting more candidates from Hawaii and around the world to apply to the program. They really need to be a team of at least 2 people who with an established business or pre-revenue that they're working on create impact in the blue economy and the aquaculture world. And they can certainly go to our website to find the application page. So you'll find the links in the description box below. So we're really looking forward to receiving applications from everyone around the world. So we're super pumped, and so looking forward to receiving your applications.
Absolutely. Well, Dylan and Sarah, thank you so much for breaking that down. And as you learned today, if you're a business in aquaculture, wanting to grow your business, these are your people right here. All right, we are here at Symbrosia headquarters, and with me right now is Alexia Akbai. Thank you so much for having me here. It's incredible. I mean, just the visual with all that's going on. For anyone who maybe is unfamiliar with Symbrosia, do you mind just sharing about your company?
Sure. Yeah, thanks so much for being here with us today. So Symbrosia grows a seaweed-based feed additive for cattle. It's called Sea Graze. It reduces their enteric methane emissions, which is a source of greenhouse gases, by 80%, while also providing protein, minerals, amino acids, and a lot of nutrition to cattle, which improves their yield. So basically what happens is the farmers get better profitability while reducing greenhouse gas emissions. So it's a win for everyone.
That is incredible. And so, just for people who are maybe unfamiliar with the impacts of greenhouse emissions, do you mind just going over that briefly?
Sure. So greenhouse gases are things like carbon dioxide or methane gas, and they contribute to the warming of our environment, which for places like Hawaii could mean more extreme weather events, or could mean coral bleaching events. So all of these things that really matter to island communities in particular. And by reducing this source of emissions, we can slow that effect and try to kind of reverse some of that damage to make sure that we're leaving a livable and habitable planet for the next generations.
That's incredible. So I don't think people realize that algae can do all of this. So do you mind sharing, how did your, concept really grow? And I know that you're a part of Hatch's program. So also, how did they help your business grow as well?
Yeah, I mean, in the context of Hawaii, this seaweed is really unique. It's a native species of seaweed called limukolu, so it's been culturally consumed. And then it turns out from some researchers on the other side of the Pacific that it also has a new use case, which is reducing methane from cattle. And this sort of technology is called aquaculture. So we grow species, whether that be limu species or fish species, in saltwater, which is a great industry for Hawaii in particular, the blue economy. It's the fastest growing job sector in Hawaii over the past 10 years. So this is really an opportunity for workforce development, STEM jobs, ag jobs, trying to reverse brain drain. And Hatch has been a really big proponent of these sorts of activities in Hawaii and has received local investment support to funnel funds basically into companies and ideas like ours. And so we're one of many probably examples across Hawaii involved in this new and growing blue economy.
Wow, that's phenomenal, especially, to see your growth. Do you mind just sharing some real boots on the ground examples of what you're doing here in Hawaii?
Yeah, so I think Hawaii imports 90% of its food. We know that. And so any opportunity to improve production here with a locally produced ingredient is really important and of interest to our Paniolos locally. And so we've really been working with Parker Ranch over the past 2 years to test this product over the full life cycle of a Hawaii grass-finished beef operation and get that data. And now we're kind of turning to the community and saying, hey, look, it works.
Nice.
We love that. Improve your profitability. You can produce more meat for the same inputs. Let's go. And so this is really an open call to any ranchers or anyone that's even in smaller lamb, sheep production. We don't really have that many dairies, but this is really an opportunity to collaborate with us. So if you're interested, reach out.
All right, yes. And so, for that reaching out, where's the best place for people to go to support you or to get more information and, of course, seek those future partnerships?
Awesome. Yeah, you can go to our website, so www.symbrosia.co, and there's an interest form you can fill out if you're a farmer, and we'll get back to you and provide more information about the product.
All right. Well, you heard it from Alexia right here. Make sure you check them out at their website. And, of course, support a greener future for Hawaii.
All right, it's time for another song as part of our early Aloha Friday this week. We got Jared Ming. He's traveling back and forth between here and Nashville, and he's here in studio live with us today. He has a few events coming up this week. For details on that, his music and more, just follow him on Instagram at Jared_Ming. And here he is with Broken Home. Jared, tell us what this one's about.
Aloha, thank you guys so much for having us. This song is called Broken Home. You can catch it out on Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming. But this is about how I grew up, and my family was, separated and divorced. And so it's kind of like how my little understanding about how I grew up. So this is Broken Home. Growing up, I had 2 sets of everything, even 2 sets of clothes. I had 2 birthday parties, 2 mamas, 2 daddies. 2 separate families, Lord knows. when you're a kid, trying to fit in, trying to find your place, looking for attention wherever you can get it, put a smile on your face. Well, I know I come from a broken home. I know what you're feeling. Which family do you fit in, and who's taking me to school tomorrow? Weekends with mama, my weekdays with dad. Really, it ain't all that bad. I just don't wanna get stuck right in between them. I love them both and I don't wanna leave them. But being a kid from a broken home can make you feel like you're all alone. But you're not alone, just so you know it ain't your fault. Well, I know I come from a broken home. I know what you're feeling. Which family do you fit in, and who's taking me to school? Well, I know, said I come from a broken home. I know what you're feeling. Which family do you fit in, and who's taking me to school tomorrow? Well, I know I come from a broken home. I know what you're feeling. Which family do you fit in, and who's taking you to school? Said I know I come from a broken home. I know what you're feeling. Which family do you fit in, and who's taking me to school tomorrow? Will Tafolo.
All right, guys, we are in a modified shipping container right now with Melissa Zelator, who is the CEO of Pacific Hybrid. Thank you so much for having me. I don't think I've ever been in a place quite this cool. Do you mind just sharing about your business?
Yeah, so Pacific Hybrid is all about breeding resilient shellfish. So we're a genetic breeding program to maximize growth and survival of oysters and clams.
Wow.
So we've created hundreds of different genetic lines, and we're partnered with farms up and down the Pacific coast of North America, where we're testing these genetic lines for resilience to different types of environmental stress.
Wow. Okay, so do you mind walking me through that? I know you brought out a couple different examples to show me what exactly that looks like.
Yeah, so these are different families. We just more recently last year started growing the manila clam, which are the second most produced bivalve species in the world after the Pacific oyster. And so these are some different family lines, and you can see there's some different, for the clams, different shell patterns, and also we've been seeing some different growth and survival of the families that we've tested in the field so far. And so we're excited to be one of the leading developers for superior performing manila clams as well.
Do you mind sharing like the larger benefit that your work has?
Yeah, so our ultimate goal is to find the right genetics matched with each farm's unique environmental conditions so that they can maximize their productivity and efficiency so they can produce more seafood more efficiently and help support the growing need for sustainable protein source.
I love it. That is so cool that you developed something like this. Do you mind sharing, I know you were with Hatch's accelerator program. What was it like to be a part of the cohort? How did your business grow? Tell me all about it.
Yeah, so the Hatch program was a total game changer for our company. So we stemmed from academia with very science-based backgrounds. So Hatch program was able to give us all the material that we needed on the business side of things. So we learned everything from finance, pitch decks, marketing, and then also connecting us with a global aquaculture network full of businesses and experts. And that's actually enabled us to build relationships that we're continuing to this day. We're working right now directly with one of the other companies from our cohort to solve a persistent hatchery problem that we've been having. So we're really excited to see how that will help make our operations that much more effective.
That's really awesome. And I heard that you're growing, right? Are you looking for more people?
Yeah, exactly. So our plan is to keep growing and expanding here in Hawaii. So we're currently hiring for people who can add to our science and breeding program. And we're also looking for people who can join us in enabling production, so scaling up so that we can produce commercial quantities of seed to be able to provide to more farms.
That's so awesome. Well, congratulations on your growth. And if anyone wants to join your team, get more information, where should they go?
Definitely send me an email or check out our website, pacifichybrid.com.
All right, there you have it, pacifichybrid.com. And I'm going to say stick around here because I feel like there's a lot more exploring that we have to do.
Music has been so good today. So of course we have Jared Ming and Will Tafolo here, but it is our early Aloha Friday, but it is Tuesday. Let me just tell you guys, it's Tuesday. So Jared Ming will be performing on Oahu a few times this week. So for details on that, his music and so much more, just follow him on Instagram at Jared_Ming. Here he is with another original song called I'm Gonna Love Her. Take it away.
So this song's I haven't had the pleasure of finding the person I want to marry yet. But when I got down with some friends in Nashville, we started writing about how you would ask the woman that you love, ask her father for his permission or for her hand in marriage. So this song is called I'm Gonna Love Her. Pretty sure you saw this coming. I've been working up the nerve to ask you something. So you raise her up just right, so I ain't wasting no more time. I know you won't be here forever. I'm gonna take her hand, for worse or for better. When I get down on one knee and I give her that ring, I'm gonna love her like you love her, like the sunrise loves the sky. I'm gonna be there forever, till the stars stop burning bright. When the mountains fall and the creeks run dry, know she'll be alright, 'cause I love her like you love her. She takes her coffee black, but she's a lover through and through. She got her mama's heart, but her grit she got from you. And her brother said he'd never see the day that I love her like you love her, like the sunrise loves the sky. I'm gonna be there forever, till the stars stop burning bright. When the mountains fall and the creeks run dry, know she'll be alright, 'cause I love her like you love her. So this last verse is after the father said yes, and this is years down the road, and after he's passed away, right? It's been a while since you ain't been around. I got a couple acres with a fence all wrapped around. Your granddaughter's got your eyes, and Junior's got your smile. The Harley you passed down, she's finally running now. And I love her like you loved her, like the sunrise loves the sky. I'm gonna be there forever, till the stars stop burning bright. When the mountains fall and the creeks run dry, I know she'll be alright, 'cause I love her like you loved her. Yeah, I love her like you love her.
Hey, how's it, aloha gang? Joining us here on High Now Daily is Dr. Joe and Dr. Mariel of Home Call Vets. They brought in a special guest. Doc, who's that?
This is Maverick, and he is an absolutely adorable little Pomeranian Chihuahua cross with merle coloring. He's an absolute sweetheart of a dog. He's absolutely our favorite, one of our favorite patients.
Absolutely, the star of today's show. And Dr. Mariel, I wanted to ask you a little bit about Home Call Vets and the service you folks provide.
So we are new. And we are a network of veterinarians and technicians that are independent, and we're covering home service all over the island. So we do wellness care, we do skin diseases, behavior, mild GI diseases, and end-of-life care. And we go to your homes, and we bring a little hospital with us, and we'll help you out with your pets without going to the clinic, waiting, and we can do it at the convenience of your home.
Gotcha. And how does it just become an easier process for pet owners with you folks coming in to the home and helping to assist in that way?
Well, one of the first things is that it's a relaxed situation for the dogs. They're at home, it's their environment. In contrast to, you bring particularly a cat, as soon as you get into the veterinary clinic, his adrenaline is surging and he's terrified. Whereas in the home situation, that's a home. And so we come into a home, they're relaxed. We can sit down with the owner, look around in the environment and see what's going on in the environment, if there's maybe some issues with that, but give that advice in the comfort of home. And the convenience is an incredible factor. Not having to sit and wait in an emergency room. That also brings in another factor, which is affordability. Mm-hmm. An awful lot of the cases that we deal with don't need to be dealt with in a hospital. They can be dealt with at home simply, and you don't need to be going in and paying $1,000 for an emergency call for a mild diarrhea. Okay, we can go out there, treat it, take care of it in the home situation. If it gets beyond that, we'll refer to a brick and mortar practice that has more full hospitalization facilities. But about 80% of all the cases that we see can be dealt with at home with our little hospital right here. Mm-hmm. We carry basically everything we need. And frankly, by the looks of it, this is going to be cheaper than a veterinary hospital, but this is our hospital. And because the expense of our hospital is so low, we can get good, affordable service and not send you off to an emergency hospital when you don't need it. When you need it, we'll get you there.
Now, speaking of service, Dr. Mariel, let's expand more on the services that Home Call Vets provides.
So for wellness, obviously, Maverick is one of our favorite puppies. So we do vaccines, we do heartworm testing, all the wellness, health certificates even. And so those are the ones that we can tackle at home. We also do, if you have any skin allergies, being on an island, parasites like flea allergy, dermatitis, those are things that we can cover, and we can go at your home and be able to treat it and help you out with it. Also, we do some minor GI problems and end-of-life problems. We do find that, when we get to that point, it is best for them to be at home with the family, mm-hmm. and something that we would like to keep them comfortable and at that, end-of-life situation. So that's one of our services, and that we do find is a better way of delivering that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then again, being able to keep the pet at home surrounded by loved ones and family during the
in a comfortable environment where they're not. For an end-of-life situation, I can't think of a worse place than a clinic. It's at home on a couch is the place to be in that in that situation. But actually, going back to the other end, when we're dealing with puppies, another reason. Again, you shouldn't be in a clinic where they're exposed to other diseases of sick dogs coming in. They should be taken care of at home for their vaccines. They absolutely need vaccines, but the best place to do that is sitting at home.
Gotcha. Now, how does the process work for Home Call Vets? Where are we able to service currently, and how do people go about contacting and utilizing the service?
So right now, they can call us at 808-900-1833, and we can coordinate with veterinarians that are available. Our network is kind of substantial at this point. We can send technicians, we can send veterinarians to help you out depending on what your need is. And depending on what they need, we can set it up and help them out and go to their homes.
Gotcha. And we're servicing the entire island, correct?
All the way from Waianae to Waimanalo and up to the North Shore. So the entire island, we've got service, and we've got people all over the place to help out wherever you need it. We're trying to make first day appointments. trying to see patients same day called, if at all possible. And I know there's a long waiting list at a lot of veterinarians to try and get in and see something for basic vaccinations or whatever. We're trying to get out there and be there same day with our network of veterinarians.
Well, there you go, Dr. Mario, Dr. Joe, and Maverick, thank you very much. And for more info about home call vets, you can head to HiNowDaily.com.
Aloha and welcome back to Hi Now Daily. Scan the code right now on your screen because there's only a little more time to enter for your chance to win. We're giving away up to 25 round-trip flights to anywhere Southwest Airlines flies for you and your team. We'll announce the winners later on this month, so enter right now. And our very own Natalie Duran emceed an American Red Cross celebration over the weekend. Take a look. On Friday night, the American Red Cross honored their volunteer heroes at the Alohilani Resort in Waikiki. They recognized and celebrated those from across the Pacific Islands region who helped those in need.
My name is Richard Galopi. I'm a volunteer with the American Red Cross. My department is Services to the Armed Forces. I work at Triple Army Medical Center, and I also do the disaster relief. I've been deployed several times, once in Texas and Los Angeles. I do local disasters as well.
Aloha kako. My name is John Luong, and I am very honored and humbled to receive the Volunteer of the Year award for the Big Island. I just want to say thank you to everyone. My role in the Red Cross is always to support everyone and all the volunteers, and I'm just really thankful and really gratified and, I don't know, very emotional to say thank you to everyone. Mahalo.
Hi, my name is Peggy Beckett Hansen. I work on the Big Island of Hawaii out of the Hilo office. I hold a lot of positions, but primarily I do disaster workforce engagement as a team member. I like to work in the background supporting all the people that are out there putting everything together. So I get to do the phone calls and the emails and that kind of thing a lot. I've been a Red Cross volunteer on and off since 2001 in California. And it's been a long time, but only on the Big Island since 2013. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to support our community. I love what I do, and I'm glad to support the people that I'm working with.
It helped serve the lunches to the local residents, and just really fell in love with the mission of Red Cross and just alleviating human suffering. And for me as a nurse, I've been a nurse for 42 years. It just speaks to my heart, and just anything I can do and work with an amazing team of volunteers, not only on our island, but all throughout the Pacific Islands, has just meant the world to me. So I've really, truly felt, I know what aloha, the spirit of aloha is. Yeah.
And what does it mean to win the award?
And the award, it's just, I mean, it's special. I mean, it's really, you know, I'm not a mission hero. You know, we just help, you know, as we can. So again, it's a team effort, and really the people that are impacted by these, you know, horrible events are the heroes.
All right, mahalo to these very special volunteers. For details on American Red Cross, follow them on Instagram or visit their website. Now, happy birthday to one of the photogs right here on High Now Daily. It's our guy, Zach. He's been with us on High Now team for about 4 years now. So we wanted to shout out this special character that's here on High Now Daily. I gotta say, these are very PG photos, man. You lucky I didn't pull out the ones that I got in my phone on you. I'm gonna just call that blackmail. We'll save that for another day. Happy birthday, Zach. We love you. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.